Welcome to Portland. We're turning our bike boulevards into neighborhood greenways and working to create a citywide system that's great to live and play and get around by walking and biking.
In preparation for our 25-year master plan for biking, we did a lot of research and we did a lot of focus groups about what it would take to get from 8 to 25% of all trips by bike. And what we learned is that bike boulevards, we also call them greenways, is the way to go.
Over the next 5 years, we're going to be increasing the percentage of Portlanders that live within a half mile of a family-friendly bicycle and pedestrian facility from less than 25% to over 80%. The main tool that we're using to achieve those outcomes is the Neighborhood Greenway project.
So right now we're riding on the going Neighborhood Greenway. One of the things that we do to make these routes pleasant is we make sure cars are going slow. And we do that by installing speed bumps. On this route, we turned the orientation of 19 stop signs to make it a through route for bicycles. In addition, we put in 21 new speed bumps to make sure that we kept the speed down for cars. And then we put in some traffic barriers to make sure that there's not that many cars here in the first place.
Even in Portland, one of the biggest challenges to creating a family-friendly network is getting bicyclists and pedestrians across busy streets. At this crossing of the Going Neighborhood Greenway project and Martin Luther King Boulevard, we extended the median island and allowed pass-throughs for bicyclists and pedestrians. It's made this project much easier and friendly and comfortable for people that are crossing this busy street.
Behind me is one of our guide signs that we use on our Neighborhood Greenway network to let people know where they're going. We show up to 3 destinations, how far it is, and how long it takes to get there. Our new signs that we've started to use, we made the bicycle symbol a little smaller and the words bigger. This is a sharrow flower. We use it at the junction of our Neighborhood Greenway route so that people know that they have a decision to make. We're standing on the Concord Neighborhood Greenway where it meets the Bryant Neighborhood Greenway. And this is where they make up their mind.
A lot of our old bike boulevards had volumes that were over 1,000 cars a day. With our next generation Neighborhood Greenway projects, we're trying to get the volume of cars down to below 500 if possible. We're also going to be working in the state legislature to create a 20-mile-per-hour Neighborhood Greenway speed designation. If this passes, we'll be able to engineer our projects to a slower, more trail-like speed, which will increase the comfort and safety of cyclists and pedestrians.
Bike trains are a really great complement to the bike boulevards, and we've been really fortunate for the city's support in installing these bike boulevards that really make it safe to ride on and really welcoming for kids.
Last year when Safe Routes to School brought bike education to the 5th graders here at Beach, I had 3 children, none of whom knew how to ride a bike. My 5th grader's teacher volunteered to try to help her learn while the other kids were learning bike safety. They started on Monday. By Wednesday, my 5th grader could ride a bike. By Friday, her brother in 2nd grade could ride a bike. And 2 weeks later, her sister could ride a bike. And my husband got his bike out of the basement where it had lived for 20 years. And I got going on a bike again, and we're all riding.
You can see all the bike racks we have behind. Those are all quite new. I've been here for 17 years, and we didn't have one bike rack when I first started here. So I think the most exciting thing is that a lot of our kids come ready to learn because they've gotten fresh air, they've gotten exercise, they feel a part of our school community.
One of the other benefits of bicycle boulevards is using stormwater treatments in the design to not only calm traffic, but to also manage the stormwater that otherwise would be going into our sewer system.
You can see the green street, managing stormwater, trees, creating a better pedestrian and bike environment, and also cleaning the air and capturing stormwater. Speed bumps, slowing traffic. We choose vegetation that's low to keep sight distances open. One of our workhorse species is juncus. Because of all of the dense vegetation at the bottom, it collects pollutants when the water is flowing through the plants. When you're in Portland, you will see a diversity of Green Street projects. You'll see them being used as traffic diverters. At 33rd and Going, you will see a new layout that we're using. This is the more traditional curb extension used to prevent basement sewer backups in little pockets of neighborhoods.
From Parks' perspective, we like the Greenways because they can, first of all, connect existing open spaces or planned open spaces, but they can also provide a level of service in areas where we can't get a park. So if we don't have land in an area or it's too expensive in an area to build a park, we see the opportunity in working in the streets and are adjacent to the streets in providing a level of amenity that reads and feels like a park. We also see some social benefits as well, I believe, because people are interacting with their neighbors, they're looking out for each other, and they're exercising.
Having it be on a residential street where it's really calm, it's a really great social atmosphere where people can talk and get to know each other.
When I commute to work down the Going Street Greenway, I see people out walking in the street and running in the street. People feel safer in any sort of transportation mode.
They're on a quiet street where the stop signs are in their favor, where that bike boulevard is prioritized for the bike, not the car, for the pedestrian, not the car, and that it actually, in many cases, is the most reliable trip in terms of time travel, is the quickest trip when you include, the time to park, is the cheapest trip when you include the cost of parking, and it's a trip that allows them to both get to work and exercise.